Hello and welcome to Relish Crafts, where we relish in our crafts. Today I have 22 pieces that I want to share with you for this week's Style Up. Now what I want to say is that I have a lot of pieces that I want to get through, and so I think the next video that I post for y'all is going to be another Style Up, okay? Just because I have a lot of items that I want to show to you guys, okay? The first piece that I want to share for you guys is this dress, okay? It's made in India. Now, I can't tell you what it's made of as the tag has been well worn, but it's this long dress that I showed you during my thrift haul. I just wanted to have some fun styling this up for you. And I loved this embroidered piece here on the center of it. I think it's very lovely. I quite like the colors. And so I just tried it on by itself for you so that you could see what it looks like on before I go ahead and style it up for you. Now, I just added a regular plain brown scarf. You know, I like pashminas. And I think that these summertime scarves, okay, they're very sheer. You could see the dress through this scarf, is perfect for the summertime, okay? So I like to keep an eye out for exotic scarves or just nice scarves, even neutrals, okay, like this brown one, to kind of play with something that's so well patterned like this dress, okay? So I just pulled that brown tan color and draped it across my body and just added some accessories. This really cool Boho tote bag that I thrifted. I paired this look because of the browns and the yellows with a lot of like natural accessories like wooded beads and shells. I mean, come on, it goes with the colors of this dress. It's very natural, very boho, okay? I think it goes well with each other. And sometimes I play with how I clasp my scarves, and in this one I used an amber brooch. I try to keep an eye out for brooches because I just think that they're a darling accessory that are abundant out there, okay? We're missing out if we're not using brooches, okay? They are out there for us to utilize, and I think that they are lovely. I play with my scarves, okay? I literally wrap it around me and I take two parts of the scarf and just tie it into a knot, okay? That's what I do. I just tie it into knots in various places, and I tied my scarf around my waist just so that you could see how it changes up the vibe, the look, the silhouette, just to give you some ideas, okay? And scarves are fairly inexpensive in your thrift stores. You may already have them. Just bust them out. Give them a shot. Try them out. I think that they add. I mean, girl, you see the comparison of when I first tried it on by itself, the dress, and then when I add a scarf to it, how it changes everything up. I also added different scarves, okay? Just so that I can show you. I just want to encourage you to play with patterns, okay? Play with patterns, play with color. That is part of the benefit of this boho aesthetic, is that we get to just use whatever colors and patterns we want. Girl, there are no rules. We do what we want, okay? And so I used a small scarf that has like a fringe to it, just tied it around my waist, kind of like a belt, okay? I think that that looks good too, you know? If you're loving it and you're vibing with it, girl, it goes, okay, period. And I also used this scarf. This scarf is very sheer. You might think, girl, no, because the patterns are clashing. But that when you're doing boho and you're layering your textiles in this way, I think that it can go, okay? There are exceptions. You are the exception, madam, okay? You just are. Those are the rules. When you're a boho goddess, you are the exception, okay? And I think it goes well with each other. And I showed you how that scarf wrapped around the waist, you know, looks good, looks fine. But I like across the chest drape personally. That is my favorite. And I did it that way too. And girl, I think it goes, okay? I love it. And I hope that I've inspired you to get some patterns and start clashing, okay? I tried the dress on by itself, and that was giving very much house dress, okay? Very much maybe nighttime gown for a little house on the prairie, okay? But then you just add some simple necklaces, and I think that looks good too. Honestly, it does. It's all in the accessories, okay? I hope that I am conveying that when I'm trying these things on, okay? So if you just want to wear some jewelry, I think that the dress is a very nice dress. Now, another thing that I want to say, okay, when items like this are imported, okay, they are coming in from other countries and they have a completely different size chart to us. So sometimes they do have a size, but they don't match up to our sizes, okay? So I try to take measurements as best I can. So in my listings, please look through that and make sure you understand that, because just because the tag says 2XL, but the garment's from Korea, it's a completely different size chart than to ours, okay? So I try my best to do what I can about taking measurements. And the next piece that I tried on for you is this dress, okay? Now, it's new with tags. However, it's half Korean and half Chinese, and I couldn't really get much information on it, so I don't know what it's saying. But hey, I picked it up because I'm telling you guys, this is a really good boho basic. Now, this says 4XL on it, okay? And I have another one exactly like it with the same tags from the same brand that says 2XL. I mean, that's quite the difference from a 4X, okay? And you'll see in my measurements when I list them, girl, there's no difference, not really. So that's why I just want you guys to please read the description. Not that I've had any issues, but I just want to put that out there. And this is a beautiful boho basic, okay? This is good to go all by itself. I tried it on for you and you could see that it's lovely. I love this hemline down here, and I love the color differences at the bottom. And this is a great color, okay? Again, it goes with a lot of like natural accessories, wooded ones, gold even, and shells. Very easy to accessorize, and it's extremely comfortable. I love it very much. It goes well with any boho tote, really. And I just wanted to have some fun adding some scarves to it, okay? Because that's what I do, girl, okay? Now, I added this scarf to it. This scarf, and another thing I wanna say, okay, style sister, is that these scarves are easily snagged. They get holes in them because the moment you sit down on something, cement, you know, and when that happens, girl, I'm not bothered. It's very boho to have a little bit of tattering or snags or fringe and frays and holes. Y'all know how I feel about a hole, okay? You can have a hole, just iron it, okay? So I think it's very boho, and I like it very much, okay? This is a Jessica McClintock, and I only know that because this one actually has this tag. A lot of these things do not have tags. I love the safari-ness of it all, okay? It's got a little bit of sequins in it and various animal patterns. Girl, of course it goes with this dark brown dress. How fun is that, okay? So it's like a very safari boho look. And again, I draped it on for you in different ways to inspire you to break out your scarves and add them to the basics you probably already have. Personally, I already told you, I like it draped across the chest, okay? But it looks just as good around your waist. If you're just trying to change up your silhouette, if you have it on you, girl, you could drape it on your purse and it looks fantabulous, okay? But sometimes I just like to have a scarf. As I said, I like to cover my arms because I have a UV ray allergy and I need that little bit of sheer protection every now and then when I'm out and about, and I'll carry it around my waist or around my chest. Or maybe it gets a little cold, girl. It's very practical. It's lovely. I love it very much. And I think it looks really good with this dress. And girl, you going out for a walk? I think it goes wonderful with a matching walking stick, okay? You can't tell me otherwise. I think it's fabulous. And I hope you give it a try. Now, like I said, I found a green one in the same make and model, just different sizing, but not by much. And it's got the same color difference at the bottom, the same headline, and it's a beautiful basic, okay? And again, because I just love it very much, I had fun with some scarves, okay? You could put on a light scarf, okay? This scarf is white and it just has some green in it. Girl, put it on, okay? I also have this cheetah print scarf, okay? Very cool. and it very much goes with green. The brown does, the black does. I think it also pairs well with the green dress. I hope you can see that these are just basics, okay? This silhouette, this type of dress, this, you know, tunic style, caftan style type dress, even with long sleeves, they're perfect basics for your boho look. They're completely practical. They look good with almost any shoe, if you ask me, in my opinion. And they go well with a multitude of hats, okay? You could pair them with so many different hats and it's all very complimentary. That's why I just call it a basic, because no matter whether it's by itself or styled up, it's gonna look very boho and just kind of effortless. So I find those to be very good boho basics. Okay, when I thrifted this dress, I made a joke about how it was giving Duck Dynasty vibes because of the pattern on it. I was only joking. I meant it in the most fabulous way possible, but I absolutely love this dress. It's like a long column dress, maxi dress. You gotta check the measurements, girl. I'm 5'8" and it's touching the floor on me. It's fabulous. But the good thing about long length is that it can be shortened. It can be taken up, okay? It's just a nice fabric, and I can't tell you much about it because the tags are gone, like they're worn, but it's got a lot of life left in it, and I think it's a beautiful boho dress. It's got a little bit of elastic at the wrists, so it kind of creates a little bit of a balloon effect to the sleeve that I just think these colors, this texture is very boho, very beautiful. I had fun styling it up. Again, it went with all of the natural accessories that I had. My wooden beads, my seashells. I don't know if you have any of those. I'll be posting some of those on my website as well, just in case you might want some. But I mean, very boho accessories, and they play so well with these browns and blacks and tans. And I think it's a very complimentary silhouette and dress. It's just really nice. You guys know I love drowning in a fabric. I also used a chain belt, okay? These are all different ways that we could add a lot of different accessories to our look. And I just wanted to show you that when you're a bold maximalist and fearless, okay, and you're feeling like a jungle safari goddess, safari, and you're feeling like a safari goddess, you take your wild animal pattern scarf and you drape it over your very loud pattern dress and feel fabulous in it, girl, because it does. It looks good, okay? I think that they work well with each other. I think the colors are matching, the patterns are different, but the vibe is all the same, okay? The energy is the same. Fabulous. The next thing that I want to show you is one of these long sheer skirts. It's kind of one of those one size fits most skirts, okay? There's not really a size listed. All you do is pull the drawstring to adjust it to your waist, right? And then the fabric gathers. It's pretty sheer, okay? You can see through it. I wore a dress slip underneath it, okay? But like when it's hotter than heck outside and you want to wear a skirt, girl, you need a sheer thin fabric like this, okay? I really like the pattern on it. This one is made in India, 100% cotton, but I love the pattern on it, okay? That's why I picked it up, and I styled it up for you just a couple of different ways. I think it's a really flattering length. One of the ways that I styled it up for you was with a very light green top, and it's got a ton of like trim and embroidery. For some reason, each button has like a little rhinestone in it. It's just like full of little details, including the back has some embroidery. Now, this is obviously imported as it says 44. I took the measurements as best that I could, but I think it looked really nice with this skirt. I paired the look with a couple different bags. Just try to keep it very boho with my accessories. I love wearing a Western style fedora with these looks. You know, I think that's very like hipster, very trendy, very boho. I also put on top of that entire look, this top, the versatility of it, okay? Look at this. I already showed you the pattern in my haul. It's a vest, it's sheer, okay? Girl, it's super sheer. You can see my hand through it. It's just one of those really light layers that you can add to your summer look. I'm very excited to share that one with you. And I just put it on top of the green top with this skirt, and it's just another layer, okay, to add, because I love a draped textile look, okay? I think that's very boho. Look, my approach to boho is very different, I think, than what I've seen on mainstream media, okay? It's a little eccentric. I work with what I have that is available to me in the stores that I go into, and I have to go into the city to reach more of a melting pot of a demographic, okay? And I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a Patagonia pant or a J. Jill pant. Girl, I'm gonna boho it up as best I can, okay? You know, trying to be a little bit more recycle, reuse with my approach to my fashion and my aesthetic. And girl, I love boho. That is the foundation of my aesthetic, but I love all things, okay? It's just trying to label something so that it makes sense for YouTube and the algorithm. I hope you'll give me some grace with that description. Now, I kept the skirt on and I paired it with this top. This top is 100% cotton. You can't tell me this ain't boho, girl. This is so boho, okay? Look at the tassel fringe, okay? It's got lace, it's got like, what is this, crochet? I hope you agree that looks really good with this skirt. I went ahead and just put on a hat with it, grab a bag, just to show you how easy it is to accessorize. Now, I also went ahead and took this vest, this sheer vest, and put it on for you, okay? Now, in this first look and the way that I styled it, these long corners that drape in the front, I wrapped them around my front and tied them behind me so that they would crisscross, okay? So that's how that looked like. And then I just plainly tied them in front, loosely, okay? And then I tied it more towards my shoulder. I think it looks fabulous, okay? Versatility. You're only limited by your imagination. And then I tied it behind my neck, okay? It's just another way that you can utilize how those long fabric ties that are in the front, you could, I mean, of course, let them hang, girl. And then just showed you like if you wrapped it in front of you, how that would look like. I also wrapped it around my waist because it is a scarf and it's got those two long points, okay? So you can also do that. And I think it looks really fun that way. And then I also wrapped it around my neck because it's just so light and thin, this fabric, that you can do that. And it's comfortable. I call this a top because of the length of it. But girl, it's a dress. It's a dress. But because it's short and it has the ability to show maybe some pants or something else you're wearing underneath, right? This to me, girl, is a dress, because if I wore pants underneath, you're not gonna see it. If I wore a skirt, you're not gonna see it. Girl, it goes all the way down to the floor. But this, because it's got a little bit of clearance, it's like, girl, you can wear it as a top, you can layer it. But of course, it's a dress. And so I put it on top of the skirt just so that the skirt kind of peekaboos at the bottom. And you saw how sheer and light that skirt is, okay? So it's a very realistic summer layer for some of us. I then paired it with some like harem style pants, and girl, they just happen to match perfectly with this top, okay? I'm just trying to show you the versatility of these pieces and the approach that you can take to achieve your boho look, okay? Oddly enough, this dress has some pockets. They're strangely very low on the dress, but they're there. And I just accessorized it again with some natural accessories, a hat, a fun basket bag. I found it at my local Lowe's last summer and I was like, man, this is fabulous. I would freaking use this as a bag, like a purse. Why not? Girl, get creative. And then I just wore it as a dress, okay? So that you could see how much better it looks layered. But you know, I was wearing flats with it, and then I put on like a pair of sandals that have a heel, just so that you could see that it's a really nice dress. You don't have to use anything on your waist. I prefer it with these lace-up sandals, okay? I think that looked really cool with the black hat. And then I just threw on a scarf, okay? This scarf had some green in it. I found this black sheer scarf that I'm pretty sure is more for like a formal event. One end of the scarf has like a beaded little end to it, only one end. And I'm sure it's probably for a more evening formal event, but girl, these rules don't apply to you. Put it on, it looks fabulous, okay? I just grabbed 2 parts of it and tied it to my side, and that was my favorite look, okay? I thought that with this dress, that was the best vibe. I think that looked good. Although all the other approaches, of course, also look well. So I'm just saying, like, a lot of these pieces play well with each other. Again, we are only limited by our imagination, okay, girl? I don't know if any of you are into this, but I've shown you in a few of my style ups that I love grabbing caftan style dresses for just being at home, okay? There's no better way to relax in your house when you're doing housework or you're just in your house, girl, than wearing a caftan style dress, okay? Or a house dress, okay? And this dress, I really like it, okay? So I just wanted to show you how it looks on, okay? I put it on by itself. Very comfortable, lovely. Now listen, caftans are wide, okay? This is more straight cut, okay? More of a column style. So caftans are just very one size fits all. They're very wide and roomy. This is just a straight line. So, you know, just pay attention to that when you're out and about. You might have to try them on. It's up to you. But this one is imported and it says it is a 2XL. I took measurements because a lot of sizes outside of our measuring, it runs a lot smaller, if you ask me. Now, by itself, I think it looks good. It's very comfortable. But then I also just threw on, like, hey, maybe you got to go into town, into the grocery. I would throw on a sun hat and a really cool summer bag. And girl, you can't stop me. I think it looks good. I'm not bothered. I'm just not bothered. I love the flowers. It's got like little bows in the background. Girl, it looks good. I think it looks fabulous. I hope you agree. Girl, keep an eye out for this. Even if you're just in your house, you know, but girl, I really do think that it looks good. Now, okay, because I'm a maximalist, I threw on that multi-animal print scarf, okay? The Jessica McClintock thing, just to show you, okay? It's in the same color family. It's a lot. It's a whole ecosystem. But girl, I like it. I think it looks good. It's a lot. I'm not saying it's not a lot, girl, but I'm saying it's a lot on purpose, okay? So I'm just trying to inspire some thought for you, to get you, you know, to get brave and play with patterns. Now, I'm turning it down here. You saw me thrift this very sheer, okay? Let me show you. This is so thin, okay? You could see my hand through it. Girl, you could see the dress through it. But I thought that the flowers on this scarf matched kind of the flowers on the dress. They're only on one side. And it's a very, very light pink, okay? And we already have these colors going on here. And so if you don't want to go with that much pattern, but you want to kind of break up the pattern, okay, and just attract the eye in a different way, that a very light sheer scarf like this gets the job done, okay? I think the colors of the scarf match, but most of all, the floral pattern on it. I think it looks really good. And then of course, I just wore it by itself with some accessories, and that looks good as well. I'm just trying to inspire you to get creative and utilize what you probably already have in your closet. And again, by itself, with some simple accessories and a sun hat, I don't think you can go wrong. I think it's very summer, very boho, just in a different way, a different vibe altogether, you know? For me, it's like very Hawaii, you know? When I go there, there's always these really cool like house dresses, and it's giving that vibe, tropical, very summer. I like it. I did show you guys this one. Girl, look at this thing. It's so fun. It's a poncho, okay? It's 100% cotton. I know y'all like natural fibers, but I love the bottom. Look at this fun color. Girl, I couldn't pass it up, especially when I saw it was 100% cotton. I was like, give me that. Let me show my style sisters how I would wear this, okay? It's giving very much Mexico summer? I'm not sure. Girl, I had way too much fun with this thing, okay? I paired it with the Patagonia pants that I thrifted, okay, in my last thrift vlog. I really like these pants. These ones are hemp and lyocell, okay? They feel nice. Now, I don't know if this is peach or pink, okay? And I told you I really liked the length, the shape, and that they opened up at the side. Very summertime, okay? Very lovely, very nice. I paired it with my really cool poncho, and girl, it was a blast. It goes with any hat, but I'm loving this little summertime hat. It's a floppy one, right? It's got these really cute daisies on it. I love this hat in the summertime. You know, it's different than a fedora and a sun hat. It's a floppy one. And I paired it with the natural seashell necklaces, okay? I had a rope belt that had seashells in them, okay? Now, I only anchored down the front flap of this poncho. Now, I'm wearing a little like tiny little slip top, okay, underneath it. Not necessarily a t-shirt. It's like a little tiny spaghetti strap, little slip top. And I anchored the front flap of the poncho so the back can be open and flowing and catch air. So that's just one approach. Of course, you can wear it without anchoring anything down. But I really like doing that when it comes to a poncho or a caftan or something that's open like that, or a scarf. I love anchoring down one side of the panel to make it more like a top, okay? More fitted to you in a different way. And I loved pairing it with that cute little pink bag. You know, you can mix it up. Boho can be a mix of modern things, confusing things, old things, new things, cheap things, expensive things, whatever you want, girl. That's what I love about it. And I really liked that opening on the side of those pants. I thought it was very summery. I just switched up my hat in a lot of the looks just so that you could see the versatility. I know I've already said that, just pointing it out. And I tried on this little boho top with those pants just so that you could see, you know, that it's easy. They're different colors, they're different patterns, but girl, it's boho. I put on another little boho basic, okay? This top is also 100% cotton. You can find these in a lot of big box stores. When summertime comes, it's super thin, very sheer, perfect for summertime. And I used a very colorful necklace that I made here in Relish Crafts, okay, out of scrap fabric. It's this really cool necklace with the sacred heart, very colorful, very whimsical, and I enjoyed styling up this poncho. This is with the poncho unanchored and open, you know. I was just having so much fun with it, with the various hats, just to show you like how versatile these things are. Yes, okay. I have to reference all the pictures I took. There's 84 pictures that I have to look through, okay? Like if I just switch one thing, okay, it's a different look that I'm modeling for you, you know, like the different ways that I tie the scarves. If I switch a hat, these 22 items came out to 84 variations of these looks. And I know it just goes by fast for you, but for me, it takes an entire day. Now, I saved this one for last because I'm very excited about it, sister. When I was talking to you, I know you watched it, my thrift vlog, okay? I only had 3 hours to thrift. I found this kimono top. Okay, so I had an idea. Like this is a pull cover up one, right? It's kind of sheer. But what if I sewed it down the center and made it a top? Because this is the kind of top I like. I mean, you would have to wear a camisole underneath, but essentially it would be a summertime top. I think I'm gonna take a chance on this one and make those alterations to it. And I did. I sewed it down the middle. I sewed it down the sides. I left the opening, okay, because it had already an arm and just a few inches stitched on each side underneath the arm. So I just kept that measurement, which was about 12 inches laid flat. This measurement, this armhole is about 12 inches, and I just sewed it straight down and sewed this straight down. You don't need a sewing machine, sister. You can do this by hand, okay? This is a very thin textile. I know you have these. I know you have these kimonos, okay? Now, me trying it on for you, I used a dress slip underneath it because it is so thin, and I don't know if you could see that, okay? I wanted to make a top out of this, not something you add to a top because summers are so hot. And I have a style sister in Alabama. Girl, I think about you, okay? When I'm out there, I'm like, gosh, what can I recommend to her? And look, I'm not pretending to know everything. Girl, I'm not even pretending to know anything, okay? I know that humidity is next level, okay? But this isn't too long, but it's not too short. And it's very thin. You could wear a dress slip underneath it or not, girl. It's your world. Like I said, I decided to wear a dress slip. And look, it might have been too long of a dress slip, but you can find one that suits you. You could wear a skirt slip or just the top, whatever you want. You know, maybe you wore some shorts underneath it. I don't know. But listen, this thing, once I made those alterations, became, okay, yes, it's a top, right? You already heard me explain with this green dress that if I have some clearance underneath, girl, it's a top. If I could wear pants underneath it and it shows, fabulous, it's a top. But this is like a mini caftan. And now that I know that I can do this, I am going to buy more of these and make those alterations because this is what I am talking about. I love this. And girl, if I made those little holes on the sides, only in the front, and you tie this to your waist in the front, I'm gonna love it. And I know you're gonna love it too. I'm very excited. I instantly regret not picking up that red one in that vlog. I was like second guessing it. Should I get it? I don't know. And then I had this idea and now I regret not getting it, but it's fine. Girl, there's so many out there. There will be more chances and opportunities to get more, but girl, I can make my own caftans out of these kimonos, okay? I thought ooh, girl, that's too much I thought I'd be a little Roman safari-esque here with the scarves that I thrifted, but girl, it's too much. Oh no, it's hot over here too. I'm very sorry about that. Listen, I wore it by itself with my lace-up sandals that I swear by, okay, I think they're beautiful. Maybe I'll link some for you, you know, because there is a similar pair, I think on Amazon, and they're very affordable. They come in all different price points and they're fabulous, absolutely fabulous, okay? I kept it very boho hippie with my round shades. I can't find my gold ones. I recently bought these silver ones and I can't find, I'm sure I'll find them somewhere. They're probably in a purse I didn't properly empty. Ugh. Girl, it's very, very festival, very hippie, and a very simple alteration anyone can do. You do not need a sewing machine. Fabulous. You could count on me to make these, okay? And like I said in my vlog, like whatever price, I hope to find things at a low price so that I can list things at a low price on my website, okay? And that's why the prices are kind of fluctuating because, these thrift stores, you know, they charge too damn much and I don't care to do that, you know? It helps me to recoup some costs so that I can keep doing this, okay? It just helps me keep doing what I love. And I thank you guys, all of you who show up in my website and make a purchase. It helps more than you know. Thank you. Now, I found these pants. Okay, this is why I tell you, girl, just put it on. Just try it on, okay? I don't care what the tag says, okay? This is a pair of J. Jill size medium petite, okay? The back has an elastic waistband. And I would have never guessed that this was a medium. I would have thought it was a large. And how fun are these, okay? They have these buttons, okay? 4 buttons on the side. They're really nice. And when you open, the buttons are actually functional. They open up. You can keep them all open or whatever, you know, whatever you want to do. Now, I'm just having fun with the colors here and paired it with this caftan. Now caftan. And it just peekaboos at the bottom just enough. And it's still summery. The sides open. They're short. They're not long. It's a very summery look, okay? Girl, if it's a little too short for you, you can wear pants underneath it. I know it's controversial. Not everybody likes a tattered, ragged pair of jeans, but I do, girl, okay? And I think it looks great with these really distressed jeans that are holding on by a hope and a prayer, okay? I love these pants, and I think them hanging out at the bottom with all of that frayed and all those holes looks really cool. It's very LA. I grabbed that blue beaded bag that I found thrifting with you guys. I think it looks really nice, very boho. Anything beaded, I think is very boho, very glam, okay? So just to add a touch of that bag worked out well. For my style sister in Alabama, this is what I would choose, okay? I would make one of these caftan dresses because it's not too short, it's very thin. I would pin my hair up and wear an open sandal, okay? But the benefit of these sandals is that they lace up, so they add some decorative element to your leg. And that's just how I would try my best to handle that oppressive humidity. But girl, I'm extra. And I have this really cool Banana Republic scarf, okay? And when I tell you again, let me see if I could show you. It's one of those summertime scarves, okay? It's super thin. You can see my hand through it. And it's mostly white, but the ends have this beautiful, like mandala, very Indian-like print on it, and these really cute fringes. Girl, it's so light and so thin. Just for the sake of covering just a little bit more, just adding a little bit more of a veil. A modesty veil. And you see it's quite long, okay? That's why I want you to keep an eye out for these scarves. This scarf is long, and you could see I just tied it to one side. You could still see the kimono through it, okay? Or the caftan through it. That's how I would handle it. And hopefully that would work out for me. So I hope that that helps you, sister, or any of you sisters out there dealing with some serious humidity. And, you know, I don't know what it's like. And until I figure it out, that's the best advice and the best suggestion I can make right now. I just show you real quick how it looks with this really cute little boho top, right? This 100% cotton little top. This is very easy, very safe, okay? It's a very safe look. But how do we make it more boho? Just turn it up a little just by adding a really cool scarf, okay? Very light, very sheer, in the same color family with some boho graphic on it. Girl, it looks really good. And that's all I'm ever trying to impress upon you, okay? That these very simple accessories that don't cost too much just really change up the whole vibe and aesthetic and look of your outfit. Sisters, this was 22 pieces that I shared with you. And like I said, I have so much more to go through. So the next video that I have for you is another style up, okay? It's not gonna be another upcycle or DIY. I have those working in the background as well. But the next one, I'm gonna do another style up video because it's been a while since I made one for you. So I'm just gonna make another one pretty quickly here for you, okay? Most of these items will be listed in my website at www.relishcrafts.com. Thank you to my channel members. I love you very much. I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate you more than you know. And for everyone who watches, who interacts with my channel, even if you're just watching, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. You guys also help support my little business and my dream. So thank you very much for that. Until my next video, I'll see you next time. Bye.